Hi, welcome back. Mina here. If you grew up Italian, the daughter of Italian immigrant parents to be exact, and let's see, it's afternoon and dinner's not prepared or ready or in the works, like I'm behind schedule. This is just some organic tomatoes, organic cherry tomatoes from Costco, where I usually am multiple times a day. I'm gonna use the whole container. So I used to buy salsa fresh at the deli counter at Jewel, and I'm sure you get it at Whole Foods or wherever you shop, and it's great, right? Chips and fresh tomato salsa, love it. Well, I was like buying it and I'm like, I can make this, which is typical of my family. You're not allowed to go to a restaurant growing up and order something off the menu that we can make at home. That's too easy, we can make that ourselves. Order something you can't make. My mom's MO, that would be what my dad would say. My mom would say, I can make this, like whatever she would eat, she liked it, then she would try to figure out what's in it and then try to recreate it herself. And I would be like, can we just go to a restaurant and enjoy a meal out ever? You know, but I'm the product of both of them. So I kind of have that mentality when I'm at a restaurant. I'm like, that's easy, I can do that myself. I try to order something more creative. And the same thing, when I find something I like this salsa at Jewel, I'm like, I can just make that myself. So here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna rinse these tomatoes. Here they are, rinsed, and I'm just gonna put them in my new, because I burnt out my last Cuisinart. This one, it hopefully will last me the rest of my life. It's a Breville product. I'm a big fan of Breville. And it's got a lot of components to it. It's got this huge case with all these attachments, but I kind of like it because the case keeps all the attachments together. But I don't know if you are a fan of a food processor, but I am, because I can get so much done in a little time. So, oh yeah. So it's kind of new for me. It's this holiday season new. And so Christmas came around early for me. The funny story is, my old Cuisinart, the handle went away from me, and I guess Cuisinart was the brand I had. And now this one, the handle goes toward me, so it's so funny. I'm still getting used to it. So anyhow, but the bonus was, this is probably the most expensive food processor we'll ever buy, but it came with a $50 like store credit, and that's how I bought myself another holiday present, that teapot that I used earlier. Well, here we go. Just gonna pulse this a few times. It even tells you like how long you're pulsing it for. This is fresh tomato salsa. Spoon it out. So I feel like when I'm baking, I like measuring. When I'm cooking, it doesn't matter. I feel like this is probably the Italian way, but I think it's just, you decide, you know, it's personal preference. What do you like? What do you want in it? How much? We all have different tolerances for salt. I don't want it to be too flaming hot, so I'm just gonna put one serrano. I don't really want to make it super spicy. I guess if you do, you leave the seeds in, and I just feel like I like a little heat, but I want it to be unbearable. So I'm just gonna use this teeny tiny cutting board and cut the seeds out of the pepper. So I'm just taking the serrano and taking the seeds out. You can cut them out with a knife, just kind of like edging around it. Please don't wipe your eyes after you're handling a pepper. Don't forget to wash your hands. So I'm just gonna do a rough chop, not even, just quartering it, or by the time I'm done, I guess it'll be an eighth. So now you have tomato, and then I just took a deep inhale with that. So here comes the tears. And so here we go. Give that a few pulses. This machine is so much more powerful than my last one. So like I said, I'm still getting used to it. Now my onion, ooh, I just took a big deep breath, you guys. Woo-wee. No COVID here. And smell just fine. The vision, on the other hand. Well, anyway, I don't really want any more than that. So I'm gonna leave this and use that for my vegan taco meat that I'm gonna make. So I think that's enough. What am I gonna add to this to finish this off? Some salt, some pepper, cumin, and lime juice. So I just rinsed a couple of limes. I'm just gonna cut them in half. So this is another citrus press. It's a little more challenging. I feel like I like to usually cut my limes in thirds so that it's easier to like, sometimes this can hurt your wrist too much. If this is working out nicely today, so I'm happy about that. So 1 lime is great, but I'm putting 2 in there because I added some extra heat with the serranos, and that'll help cut the heat. You can use whatever kind of salt you like. I'll put some kosher salt. So this is how I measure. I'm gonna say it's about 1/2 teaspoon. And I just make a little cup in my hand. That looks like 1/2 teaspoon to me. I'll just sprinkle it around, and then I go like that because I think I need a little more. Okay, dust that off, and then I'll put some pepper in it, just to freshly grind the pepper in there. I'm gonna think that's a nice amount of pepper. And then cumin, I go both ways on. I could leave it without and just have a super fresh salsa that just has that lime juice bringing out the flavors, melding all the flavors together. But I am gonna add just a little bit of cumin. Just like, if I had to tell you, 1/8 of a teaspoon, because I don't want it to be overpowering. I'm just grabbing a spoon to give it a toss. I'm gonna add some cilantro to that. This is how I get the leaves off. I just pull away from the base of the stem, and it's a project. I usually like to put my kids on this one because it takes time. I really don't want stems in my salsa or food, so even as careful as I am with this, it takes like, you know, 1 time to do it and then another go through to make sure I don't have any long stems in there. Nothing but the highest quality here. I'm gonna put this in a chopper. Good to go. And I think that's all we're gonna add to this today. Stirring it up. Again, it's gonna be better later after I let it sit. The organic tortilla chips that I like from Costco. My husband's a big fan of the strips that they sell there. So I gotta buy them both. All right. The moment of truth. I will not be double dipping, do not worry. Very limey, but I love it. Because I'm a girl that likes the jalapeno lime chips. So now I'm getting just a little more lime for my salsa. And let it sit, because this is delicious now. I can eat chip after chip after chip. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna put it away and enjoy this later. Or try it 6 more times and then put it away. See you next time. Please subscribe to Mindful Mina. Thanks for watching.